Really, right at that time. Just right at that time.
Wasn't me.
We go live.
That was me.
We go live, and we're dropping shit all over the place.
Sorry. Immediately.
Immediately.
3, 2, 1,
What?
live.
One.
Smash.
Jigga.
Why you're expecting anything different?
That's true.
We do
That's
this.
true.
This is how we do this.
I think the thing that made it is Curtis going,
Yeah.
I turned to put my phone down. I was like,
Made
Was
him
it
look
me?
real suspicious.
I thought it was Curtis at first, then I heard Kathy
I
laugh.
was like, damn it. Too much of a coincidence.
Oh, Lord.
Oh my God.
You can tell it's Saturday, baby. It is D&D Day.
It's D&D.
Finally.
God, I've been so ready for this.
I know everybody's been ready for this for like the past 2-3 weeks now.
Has everybody been ready? Has the Twitch channel said they've been ready?
I mean, Twitch. Nobody's in the Twitch channel at the moment.
Don't break my heart, man.
obviously
People-
Cody's not ready.
You know,
Cody,
that's a valid point.
Cody is a turtle, so we will let Cody the turtle wait for us. Actually, by the way, since no one's here at the moment. Oh, now there's people here. Never mind. They're showing up now.
Since nobody's here, let's talk about weird
Let's talk
shit.
about
I
something
was gonna-
dirty.
I was going to talk about Cody. No, he's actually streaming right now. So
Boo.
hopefully all his theories are Kingdom Heart-esque true, or whatever you want to go with it.
His game theories.
His game theories? Is he the new Matt Pat?
I don't know.
Cody
Please
and Mike.
no.
He
Cody
is
and-
famous now that he's got his face on a billboard.
That's true.
That's true. Gonorrhea affects people close to you.
1 out of every 3 people have contracted whatever horrible disease you can think of.
I was gonna say back a while back when I saw him post that his face was on a billboard, I was like, generally that's not a good thing. Usually that means you've done something wrong. But I'll let it go anyway. So
Stop right there, criminal scum.
oh, hello and welcome everybody to Attacking the Darkness. This is episode 10, the online role-playing game where the DM takes a month leave of absence to get married.
Hey, good job.
Yay!
I like the non-excitement. Hey, good job.
We were there.
I will tell you that most of y'all saw us. Only Matt right now was the only one who wasn't there. And that's
Rude.
because I did not want him to have to drive all the way up here. But that's all
I mean,
right.
technically it was because I wasn't invited, but
That's
whatever.
true.
true.
That's true. I did not. I tell you what, I didn't invite a lot of people, honestly. So there you go. You're not the only one.
I felt snubbed. I showed up anyways.
You were in the groom's party. You had to show up.
He just showed up and happened to be dressed like the rest of us. Just snuck in.
It's my camouflage. I cast disguise self.
There you go. There you go.
It worked well. Is that
All
why
right.
you showed up in all these photos?
Yeah, I just kept showing up.
He didn't have invisibility going,
No,
so
he
it's all
didn't.
right.
It's not as bad as a photo of me sitting around the corner.
That was a blast.
Yeah.
There's a lot of photos. I'll upload them later. Anyway, all right. So last time on Attacking the Darkness, if you happen to remember,
I do.
the party split up. Our resident monk Turtle stayed back at the bar because he wasn't participating in the game that week, and again, not this week. Cody, calling you out once again. For not having your schedule open all the time for any last second changes. He stayed back and tended the bar. We're actually going to do a little side game with Cody. Should probably just be me and Cody, and maybe if I need a couple of NPCs, if people are filling up to it, we can have a couple of NPCs fill in for the story of what happened there, because there are things that are going on right now. Trailer guy. But outside of that, y'all all went out to investigate the alleged Nimblewright that had been seen last, and y'all had made your way and wandered out towards the church. And at the time when we last left off, you had just been attacked by a mechanical bird that kamikazed into the ground. And y'all then began your process of trying to break into the church without even knocking on the door yet. So, we will pick up at that very spot at this point in time. So, guys, what do you want to do?
Well, if I remember correctly, we ran up to the steps going to the door. We didn't try to break in.
Yeah, you did. Matt's
No.
familiar. Hold on. Nephromax's familiar was up on the very top of the church, scratching away at the door like a kitten.
Oh, that's on the roof. That's not us.
Who's going
going
to
through
answer
the
that
front.
door?
Nonetheless,
Start
you're still trying to break in.
just gathering information.
Yeah, we're going to make sure we're telling the story correctly.
What?
Like we're at the door with a crowbar.
Hold on. What information are you trying to gather with a familiar scratching at the door? What kind of wood it's made from?
No, the familiar was trying to get in. He just wasn't good enough.
He's on the roof, not us going through the front door.
We haven't broken in. The familiar just scratched at the door.
Nonetheless, y'all are still attempting. Y'all, as in a party, were still attempting to break in.
All right, Captain. Technicality.
Exactly.
That's
I'm
fair.
the DM. I'm telling you what was going on.
All right,
last
we're
time.
breaking in. Fine.
All right, you're breaking in. Roll for initiative. No.
I already did. That sucked last time.
Yeah. All right. What do y'all like to do?
I suppose we should knock on the door.
I
Or
suppose so.
wait, it's a church. We just go in.
I mean, it's a temple.
It's still a public place of gathering. They're not going to lock the doors.
See, what was the order?
That's fair enough.
I think Abigail was
I
ahead.
think Abigail was in front of us.
Mhm.
And I know you and I were together.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm
I'll
still
s-
following Abigail.
I'll stop my familiar from messing around on the roof for the moment.
All right. Well, I guess let's open the door and peek inside.
Okay. All right. So as you open the door to the Temple of Gond, you see that it's a buzz with activity during this time, and there are people beginning to wander all around the hallways and throughout the church itself, or throughout the temple itself. Let me get a little ambiance going here for you, since now this is the thing that I can do. So, you peek inside and you see a dragonborn on the interior. And as you look towards the dragonborn looks back at you and begins making her way to the door. And she calls out to you, says, "Hail and welcome! What can I do for you?"
Have you seen a weird person run through here?
Weird person?
I forgot what they look like. I don't have my notes. Someone who remembers what they look like.
At last you recall, Penelope. I'll tell you what, Penelope, roll a general intelligence check.
Good lord. I'm not
gonna
smart.
I'm gonna help you or hinder you.
Hey,
One of
that's
the two.
18.
18. All right.
Hey.
You remember that you were chasing a mechanical being called a Nimblewright. And
Oh,
you
it's mechanical?
Yes, it's mechanical.
Oh, cool.
And you last saw this mechanical being on the top of the church.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to ask, have you seen a road Nimblewright come through here?
We saw it on the roof. Is there an easy way to the roof?
You see the Dragonborn's face kind of go a little sullen and
They
comes
threw a bird
back.
at us.
she goes, I know of the Nimblewright that you speak of. There we go. Now it's getting there. The Nimblewright that you're seeking, his name is Nim. He's lived within this temple for a long time. He was a gift to the temple by a Lantanese wizard. And I'm sorry for the mayhem that he's caused you. By the way, my name is Valletta. And who would y'all be?
Nice to meet you, Valletta. I'm Abigail.
I'm Penelope.
I'm Granite.
And we apologize for the intrusion.
That's Nephrax back there.
I don't know how far back he was when we went to the door, so
I'm right behind you guys.
okay. I didn't remember how far away you were.
We apologize for the intrusion, but we were just attacked outside by the Nimblewright by a mechanical bird
Yes.
that tried to kamikaze into us, but we narrowly dodged.
She goes, again, I'm so sorry. Here, let me lead you upstairs right quick. We will go talk to Nim, and we will see if we can smooth this over. And she begins to lead y'all upstairs. And as y'all are walking through the main hall of the temple, you see like 24 marble pedestals that all line throughout the temple, and each one bears an invention of sorts, and they all seem to be marked as at some point in time they have won a prize in the past, or there's also there's miniature models of larger, more extraordinary inventions that were created at that. And some of the ones that catch your attention while you're walking by was a 4-foot tall working model of a clock tower. Rings at the top, and it rings at the top of at the every hour. It's made of wood, iron, and bronze, and glass with brass bells and delicate hands formed of solid gold.
Fancy.
You also see pardon?
I said fancy.
You also see a wooden flying machine that has wings that flap when it becomes airborne, and a miniature model of a mechanical dragon turtle that has a brass plate affixed to its pedestal that reads, "Big Belchy sank in Deepwater Harbor on the Day of Wonders in 1363 DR." You also see a functioning waking helmet that, equipped on the helmet, are small little metal articulated arms that gently slap you when you wake up to wake you up. And then you also see a miniature model of a red submarine shaped like a manta ray, and it has a brass plate affixed to its pedestal that reads, "The Scarlet Marpinoff, Lantanese submersible, launched in 1489 DR." So those are some of the things that you see as you're walking by. And Valletta leads you upstairs into the towards the attic and the roof where you last saw the Nimblewright. And as she gets upstairs and she approaches the door, she looks at the door, and you see a little bit of confusion on her face. She's a little lost, and she doesn't understand why. And she begins to kind of poke at the new lock that seems to be installed upon the door. And she turns to y'all and says, "I don't quite understand this. This lock was never here before. I don't know why this is here now. I don't have a key to this. I don't think I can get you inside."
If you would like, I could take a look at that.
She looks to you, and she sees how big and burly you are. She goes, "As long as you're planning to maybe pick the lock?"
I may be large, but I can be gentle.
She's like, "I do not want the door destroyed. Please do not. If you have a way of opening the door, Or maybe even we could convince Nim to unlock the door. That would be much better than destroying the door. Please don't destroy my door.
I would just like to take a look at it, if you don't mind.
Okay. You're more than welcome to look at it.
So I'm going to look at this, and I'm going to check for traps,
All right, roll an investigation check.
because that's a thing.
Well,
Oh, baby.
yee.
So let's see. 13, 18, proficiency. 20. 20.
20. Okay. There are no traps on this lock.
Excellent. Can I see if it's locked while that same investigation?
Yeah, sure. You go ahead and you take your hand, you jiggle the handle after you notice that there's no locks on. There was no traps, so you begin to actually work the handle to see if you can open the door, and it is very much locked.
Okay.
Is there a gap between the door and the floor?
A very small gap. I'm talking maybe let's say 3/8 of an inch.
Do you?
That's
Do you?
Sorry,
I was-
go ahead. I was
I
just
was
commenting. That's a well-fitted door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Granted, do you have a method of gaining entry? Because
I can attempt to unlock it,
I knock on the door.
but since Valletta has a better rapport with Nim, maybe she'd be able to talk him into open it before we attempt to do anything to this door.
Penelope knocks on the door. You hear, and then all at the same time, after you knock on the door, Penelope, you hear right back at the door.
I say hello.
There's no response.
I knock on the door again. I do a shave and a haircut is what it's called.
You hear a return. You hear a return. A return of 2 bits.
Nim, can we come in,
Silence.
please?
That's the
Silence.
sound.
Nim, would
well-
you please unlock this door?
Valletta turns to the door and begins to shout through the door. Nim, please, I urge you, open this door and let us talk to you. Something has gone on. We need to know what's going on. And I don't understand why there's a lock. Please, unlock this door. Abigail, I want you to roll with an advantage on a charisma check. Or actually, not a
Persuasion.
persuasion. Thank you. My mind went blank. Roll a persuasion and roll at advantage because of Valletta's assistance.
Easy peasy. Okay, first roll was a 10. And second roll is a 16 plus 5. 21.
21. Okay. You hear some rustling on the other side of the door, and then some mechanical scrapings and like metal on wood, and then you slowly hear a latch go.
Okay, I'm gonna slowly open the door as to not, frighten Nim behind the door.
Okay, so you begin to open the door, and as you put your hand on the knob and slowly begin to turn, you notice there's nothing holding it back, and it completely turns and opens free, and you begin to slightly open the door. As you open the door and walk through, you see an attic room that's full. It's almost like a workshop-esque room. There are spare parts all over the place and tools all over the place, and there is you see the same brass-colored parts that you saw of the Nimblewright that escaped across the room. You see other various hands, facial features that were crafted in brass and copper. tools that and other things that look like this is some sort of workshop. And you see Nim standing far back near the edge of the wall. And Valletta approaches and says, Nim, what is going on? What are you doing? And Nim doesn't say anything, but he begins to move his hands around as a way. It seems like he's talking to Valletta with his hands.
Okay.
And Valletta reads what he's saying, and she goes, but what happened outside? What was that about? Again, his hands move, and she sighs and returns back to y'all and says, I am so sorry. It seems that we've had, there may be a little misunderstanding here. It seems that Nim, in his loneliness, created a friend. And he is saying that's who you saw.
Outside or the one that was in the alley?
Outside. The
Okay.
one that was on the rooftop outside.
So now we have question for concern because we don't know the intentions of his friend.
So does he know where his friend is?
Uh,
Or where he would be?
Nim looks at you, Penelope, and then begins to sign various things at you when he heard that question. And Valletta walks over and says, here, let me translate for you. He says, Nim does not know where his friend went. His friend escaped about a month ago, confused and fled in terror. And Nim has not seen him since. And Valletta goes, just so y'all know, Nim cannot leave the church. He is magically bound to the church. There's no way for him to actually leave. If he tries to leave, otherwise he will lose his power that gives him his life right now.
His friend is creating chaos and maybe possibly causing harm. So if there's any way that he can get his friend to come back, or if he sees his friend, he needs to try to get some information. We need to get some information from him.
I mean, yeah, if this friend exists, then he caused. I think it's possible that he caused the blast in that in the street that killed a lot of people, right?
Valletta stops and turns, looks at you, and says, "A blast? What do you mean?"
There was a large blast from a necklace. Like there was a necklace of power that I discovered.
So someone cast a fireball in the middle of town.
Yeah, and it was a necklace of fireball, and it caused an explosion that killed multiple people and injured others.
Valletta looks towards Nim and looks for what he looks at him and says, "You realize what you've done now." And Nim begins to sign back to her, and she says, "It's no excuse." And sighs. She goes, "Wait here," and she goes, "I'll be right back." And she runs off downstairs.
I'm gonna pull. She ran off, and Nim is still there, right?
Nim is still there. She's run downstairs for a moment.
Can I pull Granite aside for a second?
Sure.
Granite,
Yeah.
what do you think the possibilities are that these other components laying around the room are either his friend or perhaps his components are bound to this temple and he swaps them out with alternate components so that he can leave temporarily?
I've seen a lot of strange things, but I don't think that would be beyond possible. My question is maybe he has found a way to get beyond his constraints. And though I hadn't thought of the way that you had thought about it, we've there's definitely something else going on here.
That makes me think. Is it too late to roll an insight to see if I believe Nim?
See, and I was going to do the same thing because even though he was talking to her, he was expressing his position as to not.
I'll allow it. Go ahead and roll a retroactive insight check.
While all this is happening, I'm keeping an eye on Nim while we wait for Valletta to return.
It's pretty good. 16.
Okay. You see, and I tell you what, all y'all can hear this. It's all right. I won't limit this just to Penelope. You see, he seemed to be very sincere in his signing to Valletta. You know, there wasn't any type of rigidness behind it. It was more of an expression. He was being more expressive in his signing.
In the demeanor.
Yeah.
Even though it is a mechanical being, right? We can glean that being mechanical. We can deem that, or we can glean that from with
the level of expression in it. This seems to be kind of a special.
I just want to make sure we're not getting something that we're not supposed to get. All right.
No. It was a successful check.
Okay.
It's just American Sign Language. Can I learn this?
This is a sign language that's been developed between Nim and Valletta.
Okay.
So I would like to just look around the room while Nephromax and I are standing pretty close together. I just want to look around the room without trying to walk too far away from where I'm at.
Okay.
If there's anything in there that would indicate similar parts that I see on him that would be laying around the room.
Okay, you can go ahead and begin to do an investigation in the area. Go ahead and roll for your investigation.
Oh, garbage. Let's see. 11. 16, 18.
18?
Yeah.
Okay. As you begin to investigate and look around all the various parts, Valletta does come back, and there is a number of other priests of the temple with her. And Valletta turns and orders the priests to remove all of the tools and spare parts from the attic. And she tells Nim that he must stand there and watch as all of these are removed from his place, from his room. And while you're searching before the priest get there, you find a 1 foot long copper contraption. It's got an umbrella like metallic protrusion on one end. And it seems to have like a little switch or a little handle that you can pull in and pull a trigger on.
Can I pick that up?
Yeah.
I want to pick it up and look at it.
Okay. You pick it up.
I want to hold on to it and inspect it while all the rest of this is going on.
Okay. You begin to mess around with it and look at it, and as you pull the...
I don't want to pull the trigger.
You don't want to pull the trigger?
No.
All right, so you begin to look at it.
I've got a fairly good idea what it might do.
It's brass and it's copper and it looks really shiny and nice.
Yeah,
and
I want to hold on
mechanical.
to it.
Okay, you hold on to it. During that time, Valletta and everybody else begin to slowly pull all the Nibblewright parts out that Nim had been building and creating his friend with. And eventually, the room is emptied, and it's just Nim standing there with Valletta and y'all. Valletta looks over at you, Granite, and says, I see you found it. So that should be useful in helping you.
If you don't mind, I would I'd like to take it with me.
That's fine. It's no problem. You can take it with you. In fact,
As seeing that you know what it is, would you please explain it to me?
What is that?
I know what
she
it
goes.
is.
Is it a death ray?
She stops and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you knew what it was. You seem to have some sort of affinity with it as you were holding it. It's a nimble right detector."
Neat.
She says, as you pull the trigger, the closer a nimble right is to you, the faster the umbrella will spin on the very top, or the umbrella shape will spin. And as long as there is a nimble right within 500 feet, it will spin and whir and make noises.
Is it directional or is it just
It's
radial?
just playing a game of hot and cold.
Basically, it's a dowsing rod.
It's radial. It's more or less,
So we'll have to search a 500.
but radius.
Oh boy.
But it'll
But
spin faster the closer we get to something.
Correct.
Okay.
And
Now, for comparison, how big is this thing?
okay,
About what length? You said it. I mean, is it about like?
it's 1 foot long.
Okay.
And it has a trigger. So if you imagine like a here, I'll tell you what.
It's a jigsaw with an umbrella on top of it.
Let me see if I can do this.
It goes.
No, I can't. Okay. Okay. It's imagine a very shiny copper tube with a very ornate wooden handle
Okay.
and a copper trigger with what's the word I'm looking for? Steampunk-esque elements on top, and then an umbrella at the very top that's red and yellow that alternate colors.
Okay.
If that helps you.
I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't something like awkward that I had to be like.
No. And she says, and she goes, this here was built by Nim. He told me that he built this in order to find the other Nimblewright. And she takes it from your hand if you let her.
I'll let her take it.
She takes it and she goes, as you will see, and she holds the trigger down and it doesn't spin. She goes, it doesn't spin anywhere near Nim. And she lets go of the trigger and hands it back to you.
That answers my other question.
Yeah.
So it won't find him, but it will find the other Nimblewrights that are out there. So you can take this with you.
How large is Nim? DM?
Nim is about the size of Abigail in height.
Damn. It's a lot bigger than I
Oh.
anticipated.
How tall is Abigail?
6 foot, aren't you?
Yeah.
So Nim is a full size, is about a full size person.
It's like a standard sized human, basically.
Yeah.
Medium
Standard
build.
size mechanical automaton, yes.
Okay.
But he's obviously an automaton. He's not like wearing clothes. He's got like exposed gear work and shit, right?
Yeah, he has exposed gear work. His brass makings for his body actually have ornate. It's kind of like the clothing is ornately worked into his body. So there's flares for shoulder pads that are built into him, and cuffs for shirts that are built into him.
But they're made out of brass.
But they're made out of brass and copper.
Okay.
So can I talk to Nim? I can talk to him. I know he won't be able to talk back, but he can sign to her.
Yeah, Valletta says, sure. Anything you need to ask, I will translate for you.
So I'll walk over to wherever or however close I was. I'll walk towards them, but not intrusive, so I don't impose any threat since I'm so large. And you understand that if he's harming people, we're gonna have to stop him. I will not let harm come to my people in this city.
What you see Nim begin to sign, and Valletta turns and reads. She goes back to you and says, I understand completely. I did not expect him to run. I'm not sure what happened. I don't I don't understand. He left in fear for some reason.
I will make sure that he is in the wrong before I pass any sort of judgment upon him.
Nim signs some sign. And then Valletta turns back and says, Nim says he greatly appreciates that.
Valletta, who gave you Nim?
Valletta goes, Nim was a gift from a Lantanese wizard to the church. He was imbued with magical power, but only within the radius of the church. So that's why he cannot leave. So that's why he has more or less almost like a human feel to him, but not as quite human.
Okay. Do you know where this Lantanese wizard is now, or his name?
Nim has been here long before I have been, and
okay.
Only the story is what remains.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much.
So, pardon my intrusion. We don't see many Dragonborn around here, or so. How did you come to be within the walls?
I do not understand what you mean. I've never had any issue being inside the city.
We've not seen many Dragonborn in the city.
I've never noticed as much. For me, my trips are usually through in here in the temple and the few adjoining streets. I never adventure too far away, as it is my calling to be here at the temple.
What kind of Dragonborn is she?
Let me see right quick. She is a bronze Dragonborn.
Okay.
The other one was gold, huh?
You're referring to the Dragonborn that was
The one Penelope hasn't met. Yeah.
The one on Troll Skull Alley.
Yeah.
You would ask that question, and I'm not completely prepared, but I believe it was gold.
Yeah, it was a gold Dragonborn. He was a gold Dragonborn named Rishal.
Yeah.
I know Michael will know.
That was part of Bookworm Treasure? Yeah, Rishal.
Yeah, Grim. Yeah, Worm's Treasure. I think that's what it's called. Yeah.
Okay, I was just curious.
Must be at the top of the hour.
That's the little clock tower in the other room, ding.
Oh, yeah.
And Valletta turns to y'all and says, "If you can stop this nimble ride, I would very much appreciate it." Nim, in his wayward choices, has kind of put the temple in a bad light. The House of Inspired Hands are willing to pay 500 gold pieces for you to destroy it, and if you return with proof of his destruction, I will reward you with a gift.
Neat.
It'll be a gift of your choosing.
Very well, then. Well, thank you so much for your help, Valletta.
I'd say don't punish him too harshly. He's just lonely.
I think most of us standing around here can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
We shall see what will become.
Okay.
So.
All right. I guess.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Just like thank you so much for taking on this task.
All right, I'm gonna start heading out.
I'll follow.
If no one else has any? Yeah. Okay.
I'm good. I've done my part. So.
Okay, so you have Granite has the little.
I've got the doohickey, but I'm willing. If anybody else wants to use it, I'll let them use it.
Okay.
So.
I want to take it. I want to zip tie the trigger and then have crackers carried around the city.
You want to use some twine and tie it down and just let crackers fly around.
Okay, you're gonna have your owl fly around the entire city.
I won't be able to keep track of him. I wouldn't know what was going on. I think it's only 100 feet that I can see through his eyes, so
Yeah.
that wouldn't be very far.
Yeah.
I just thought it would be funny.
Be
Okay,
good,
well, I guess we should start trying to use this and find the Nimblewright that's gone rogue.
Okay. So y'all make your way out of the temple and back onto the streets of the city, and y'all are going to begin your search for the Nimblewright.
Yeah. Since I got it, I'll go ahead and I'll squeeze the trigger and see what happens.
Okay. You squeeze the trigger, and there is no spinning.
Excellent.
I think we should split out.
Well, we only have one doohickey. How is that going to work?
But you can still ask questions. Be like, hey, have you guys seen a crazy looking automaton running around?
That's true, but I still think we should stick together just in case something happens. We want to be able to be together to protect each other. We don't.
No, there's no way that we'll come across a very strong enemy that a whole team should be fighting.
Nice.
What's the worst that could happen? I'm just kidding.
Those words,
Listen,
those words echo in Granite's head, and you can see a somber look on his face.
Listen, Penelope, you're cute, but you're not that cute. Let's go.
Well, we saw him on top of the
DM,
and we
I
lost him.
gotta turn off my camera real quick because I gotta go take care of something.
Okay.
So I'll be right back.
So we're
Okay.
standing there.
Okay, so y'all are going to begin your search. I will say this just for your sake. Use all options that you have available to you as your character or as your characters.
Mhm.
So
I'm at.
Okay, so with that being said, let's have some fun.
I cast Firebolt.
Now, what?
The darkness.
you attack the darkness. Roll a d20.
No.
Shoot a blazing bolt down the alleyway.
I wanna. Is there anyone around that may have seen where? Do we know what it looks like? I forget.
You suspect that the Nimblewright that you're trying to find looked pretty much like Nim.
Okay. I mean,
As Nimblewrights all tend to seem to look exactly the same.
was he like wearing any clothes, like a cloak and hood or anything like that?
Nope. He was wearing what he wore. Or what his body is what his body's clothing has been built into. Yeah.
So
Okay.
created in Nim's image.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask Granite if I can jump on his back real quick.
Granite picks you up by your head as you kind of dangle.
What?
And your legs
That's not how you pick
kick,
up children.
your legs kick and flail as you scream like
Grab her by the-
and then Granite puts you on his shoulder.
I only had one hand free, dude. Chill out.
I could have totally climbed up there, but thanks for nearly dislocating my neck. And I'm going to use crackers and just kind of like use him and fly around and scan, see if I can see that Nimblewright anywhere.
So you're
So
going
what
to back anywhere
So
we
what
go.
have we decided?
We're still standing outside, and I almost broke TJ's neck.
Okay. All right,
to a great
Granite. Maybe we should start heading back toward Trollstroll Manor while searching. You think that would be a good idea?
We can do that. We could check on Grim. Nephromax, what do you think we need to be trying to do here?
I'm more leaning. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I mumble from my owl trance and be like, you should ask people around here.
Amazingly, Penelope has the ability to guess exactly what y'all are discussing while
The
she
owl's
is.
the owl's still here. The owl's with me. I haven't flown away yet. All right, now the owl flies away. Scan mode.
All right. Roll an investigation check for Crackers.
All right. It's a natural 12. I don't know what his.
Should be under your
Yeah.
For an owl?
familiars.
Yeah,
I've
have him
got it.
somewhere.
I've got it for an owl.
Where is your familiars?
What is it? It's wisdom, right?
Uh,
+1.
+1, yeah, so 13.
Okay. 13. You don't see anything of shiny brass nature in the vicinity or anything that would remind you of a Nimblewright.
Mm. Wait, what was that? What was that using? Did you say perception or investigation?
Investigation.
Wouldn't that be intelligence?
Oh, it is intelligence. I'm sorry.
That's that's way worse.
That's a
Oh,
-4.
That's a -4.
Yeah, so nothing changes
Why not perception?
because you're investigating. You're looking specifically.
I'm
for-
perceiving for.
No, you're not. You're not perceiving. You are looking for. You are not looking around.
Okay.
There's a difference.
I'm just gonna make periodic investigation looks.
Anyway, Neff,
I'm still looking at Nephromax going,
So right now the locator is not doing anything, right?
That is
I've got,
correct.
yeah, I'm
No spinning of the locator.
Considering that there was some interesting going on, who was it that was chasing the Nimblewright near our place again? That was
City Watch.
That was just the City Watch in general, right?
Yes.
we could talk to the City Watch and let them know that we've talked to the temple and they've asked for our assistance in trying to help locate it and stop it. At least then they won't be curious as to why we're running around causing chaos in their city.
that would,
Running around like this the whole time.
that would be
I have no problem with that idea.
All right, tell you what, let's do that then.
Okay, so y'all are gonna go approach the police.
And let them know that we've been given the task by the Temple of Gond to search for their
Maybe see if they've heard
rogue.
anything.
To search for their rogue
Oh.
Nimblewright, yeah.
1 second. Okay, so y'all begin to head towards the City Watch. It takes roll a d6, somebody. Who's leading the charge?
Me.
I guess Curtis or Abigail.
That's fine. Whoever rolled the d6. Tell me what it was.
D6 is a 5.
All right, it took you about 50 minutes to get to where the City Watch
Ouch.
is. So it's beginning to get late into the afternoon.
Okay.
You walk in and there is a constable that is working the desk, and he looks up at y'all and he immediately recognizes your group and says, "Well, if it isn't the troublemakers."
Grimm's not here.
He turns and look. He turns.
How does Penelope know this guard?
She's heard stories because I've told her.
He turns and looks down at Penelope and he goes, "Ain't you right, aren't you, little girl? The turtle man isn't here. What can I do for you?"
We are sorry to bug you, but we came to let you know that the Temple of Gond has tasked us to finding a rogue Nimblewright that was accidentally set loose.
A rogue Nimblewright?
Yes, it is. It is what caused the explosion earlier.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on
we just-
one.
okay.
Hold on 1 second. Seth! Seth, you want to come up here? Minute passes by.
Do we know, Seth?
Hey,
the
Abigail.
City Watch Sergeant walks up to the front desk. You've seen him before.
I
This is-
think we have.
this
Did we
is-
met him in the warehouse?
No. This is Saith Cromley. He was outside of the Troll Skull Tavern when there was a large fireball explosion.
Okay.
He was one of the first to respond with the Order of Magus Barnabas Blastwind. I didn't even make you roll for that. I gave it to you for free.
Thank you,
I'm
Dean.
generous. Anyway, Saith walks up to the counter and says, I heard you had some information.
We do. I guess I'll just repeat what I told. Yeah.
Please do.
Okay.
He breaks out a book and begins to get ready to write.
Okay. The Temple of Gond gave us a task to seek out a rogue Nimblewright that was accidentally built, and is what caused the explosion earlier today.
You don't say. Rogue Nimblewright from the Temple of Gond, huh? I've seen a Nimblewright at the Temple of Gond.
Not that one. Not Nim the Nimblewright. He's bound there. He can't leave.
What do you mean bound?
Magically bound there. Like yeah.
Magically bound, huh? We'll see about that.
I'll explain that Nim. Well, hold on. No, I don't open my mouth.
What? What was you going to say?
I thought of something, but I forgot what I was trying to say. Lost my train of thought.
I'll start playing my mandolin very loudly.
Hold on 1 second. All right. If you forgot, you forgot. If you remember, let me know.
I will. Thank you.
And Saith turns to Penelope, who's playing the mandolin, and says, you need to practice more.
Rude.
Didn't even roll for performance.
I cast Mage Hand and slap him.
Oh, no.
I'm just kidding. I did not do that.
You
Roll
need to be
for an
careful.
attack.
No.
Aren't you in a trance?
It's been an hour. We've wasted time. I'm not in trance anymore.
So you're just piggybacking still?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I won't make you for a roll for an attack. I'll be generous.
Please be careful what you say from now on.
Seriously, next time I'm going to
Mage Hand can't attack. Mage Hand can't attack.
It would be a limp-wristed attack, but an attack nonetheless. If it can pick up a 10-pound object, it can do 10 pounds worth of damage to a face.
I would be like, wow, that was weird.
Where did that come from?
So, at any rate, Saith goes, okay, well, I think I'll take this new information. I had planned to be going down in that area. I will go talk to the Temple of Gond myself and investigate this Nim.
Well, just so you know, we're going to be making our way around the city looking for the rogue Nimblewright, trying to stop him.
All right, then I will have some words of advice for you. Don't get into trouble. Hear me? He said, you've received the town flyer, right?
We have it.
So you know what the rules are, what laws are there not to be broken.
Yeah, of
I do.
course.
I turned in the magical amulet I found earlier. That's why we came to you first, to let you know. So you...
I appreciate it. Just so you know, though, don't cause any trouble. Don't let me find you in the middle of anything, or else.
I'm going to tell you,
You're gonna tell me what?
as a member of the Greyhand, I am to protect this city and the citizens, and so I will.
As the City Watch, it's my job to protect the city. It's my job to save the people. You don't do nothing.
I will do what's necessary. And I turn and I walk away. If he's dumb enough to stop me, he can try.
He lets you walk. You walk away. He feels that he has made his point now.
He's going
I
to
don't know
find
what
out.
it is. I don't know what it is with you and the City Watch people, but man, y'all make this fun.
I will walk out with Grant.
Okay.
The City Watch doesn't know how to appreciate help.
I play us out. Bow, 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 bow.
Take some lessons.
Right.
Oh, I was trying to think of an insult that a kid would say. I almost said "eat my ass."
Oh goodness. Okay, so y'all turn and leave the City Watch and go back out onto the street. Okay. You have your objective that you have been tasked with, and the city is yours.
The trail is cold.
About
Pull
what
that
time?
trigger.
About what time is it right now?
It is late evening. At
What
this
time
point
it
now.
is?
Okay.
It is late in the evening now. I need to see if I need to pull up a map of the city.
We don't even have a map of the city ourselves, do we?
You know what? You never have really actually
We haven't needed it. We haven't left the tavern.
well you
That sounds like alcoholics, man.
I mean, we own a bar.
y'all never really actually sought out a map. So you have to if you want to complete a search, you're probably going to have to do a pretty good looking for a map. Just saying. So, it's yours. What would you like to do?
I think one of the first things we should do is see if we can locate a map of the city.
I'm gonna walk back inside the.
No, I'm not going the fuck back in there.
When's the last time a guard handed you a map?
Eh.
The city watch is sitting. The constable for the city watch is sitting at the desk. Looks up from his book and goes, "Yeah, back again.
Do you know where I can get a map of the city?
Have you tried a sundry shop?"
Appreciate it. Thank you. Walk out.
Guy's a prick.
In all fairness, we're
I
kind
walk
of
back in.
dumbasses.
I walk back into the police station.
Are you playing your mandolin?
I play myself in. Yes. Where's the
I
closest
am
sundry
not in
shop?
that building.
I'm done.
The constable stares at you. I'm rolling, by the way.
Go for it.
I see it.
Somebody should be rolling.
Oh my god.
What do you need, little girl?
Where is the closest sundry shop?
I tell you what. Get the hell out.
I give him a cracker and leave.
Oddly enough, he takes the cracker.
Okay.
All right.
God.
So, He,
I played myself in. What the-
Okay, I guess we should spend the rest of the day looking for a sundry shop.
who wants to helm the investigation for a sundry shop?
Fuck it,
will.
I'll do it.
I'll go ahead. I'm done rolling. You roll.
You give me some assist me in this.
All right.
Okay,
Well, I'll look one way. You look the other.
No, okay.
Hold on, hang on. I play a song for Nephrax and give him inspiration.
Yeah.
Hey! What's this? Using a skill?
We have a bard?
I wanted to do this, but we wandered off to the police station for some reason.
All right. So,
I have inspiration, huh?
Yeah,
Nephrax.
that gives you a 1d6.
roll an advantage with the assistance of Granite and roll with inspiration as well.
How the hell's inspiration work?
You just add a 1d6 to your roll.
Yeah,
oh,
roll
1d6.
your,
Okay.
yeah,
Gotcha.
roll your d20 twice and then roll your 1d6 and then add
If I need inspiration, right?
Otherwise it disappears in 10 minutes.
Oh,
Yes.
it's only 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh shit,
let me
fuck
see.
that. I'll use it.
Yeah, for 10 minutes you have.
Wow, that
inspiration.
landed on the edge of my roll on my dice box. Okay, that's one. That's higher. Okay. Plus, what is this? Investigation?
Investigation.
Oh yeah.
So total of 20.
Total of 20. Absolutely sure. No problem at all. You find the city market. It is pretty much smack dab in the center of Waterdeep. Just north side of the Castle Ward, just south side of the Sea Ward. No problem. You approach a older woman who happens to be closing up shop for the evening, just about ready to close up shop. And she looks over to you and says, "Wow!"
I do karate moves at her. Whoa. Sorry.
What can I help you with? God, you scares me to death.
You run a place of business. People are going to come in here.
I'm fixing to close. You see me pulling my shade down?
I will pay you for your troubles.
Oh, I like the sound of coin.
We'll pay you
What
for
can
a
I
map.
do? A map, you say?
A map.
Little
city.
one. And she reaches down towards Penelope and she grabs your cheeks and starts pinching them. I will definitely help out the little one here. You need a map. I
I suffer
get you
this
a map.
indignity.
And she walks inside and she comes back with 2 maps.
Hmm.
One is a nice large detailed map that I somehow have to get into Discord at the moment. So give me half a second. And the other is a large map of the continent
Ooh.
with little triangular peaks. You think you are excited, Penelope, because you believe it's going to be something good. This turns out to be just a child's coloring map.
Dirty.
And she has 3 wax sticks of different colors, and she hands them to you. And she goes, "Here you go, little girl. This one's for you."
That is fucking hilarious.
So
And-
I
and
love
she-
this shopkeeper already.
And she hands the large map to Granite and said, "Here you go. That'll be a silver, please."
I give her 3 gold,
3 gold.
Jeez.
Woo!
and I thank her for her time, for her trouble, since she's been more helpful than anybody else I've ran into in this damn city.
Well, thank you so much. just seems blown away by you giving her 3 gold. And she reaches her hand down and ruffles the hair of Penelope and says, "Now you be a good girl." And she
Oh my
goes,
God.
"Is there anything else that I can help y'all with?"
No, but I'm sure in the future we'll be back.
I'm bringing Penelope back here every time.
I can't wait for you to come back. Thank you so much. And then she walks away, turns and goes back to beginning to shut down her shop.
Oh my God.
I cast prestidigitation and leave a fart smell in her shop.
Roll a d20.
It's 13 natural. I don't know what you want to add to it.
That's fine. You see a lip upturn on her face. Like, something really rancid. Face is just really. Oh.
That was worth 3 gold.
I'm also taking the coloring map. Fuck her.
It's mine. And fuck you.
All right. All right. So now in Discord, I have pasted a link to a very large map of the entire city that you now have at your disposal.
Excellent. Let's go find this robot on this 3-hour-old trail.
Good God. It's a big ass map.
That's it, you got to move the hyphen though. That needs to be a big ass map.
Ass map.
Good Lord. Okay.
All right.
Where's my coloring map?
I'll provide you with your coloring map and your wax sticks.
They'll knock them in handy later.
Wax sticks when you get back in town.
Okay, where are we on this?
Y'all are in the market. If you look at the middle where it says Trader's Way and Bazaar Street, you are at the market. Like dead center.
Gotcha. And where was the church that we were at?
The church is okay. If you notice on the actually, I don't know if it's on the player one. It's not. So here, I'll tell you. You were over in the C ward. Okay, over near the West Gate. I think the West Gate is listed on the map. Yeah. Okay, over in that area. It zoomed out on me. Over in that area, just northeast of the West Gate, is the House of Inspired Hands.
Okay. So we are super far away from there. Has Granite been occasionally pushing the trigger on that thing?
Yeah, it's in my
As we're
offhand.
wandering the city.
I've been checking it.
Okay, so if you've been checking it the entire time, yeah, you got nothing.
Yeah, I didn't think I would.
Okay, so we've. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, where is our tavern on this?
Okay, y'all are in the North Ward.
This is something we should have discussed earlier, but okay.
No, it's fine. Y'all are in the North Ward under. You were.
Holy crap!
Oh, there's Troll March.
You see Del Zorin Street?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Just above Del Zorin Street, that strip of buildings there, that's the Troll Skull Alley.
Ooh.
Oh, between Del Zorin and Sedorn?
Yes. That is Troll Skull Alley, right through there.
Oh, so we're in there somewhere. Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
I'm going to put a dot on here.
Boop.
I'll put a little...
I can't give you the DM map because then that's cheating.
No, it's fine. Oh, wow, that is a tiny dot? Okay, that needs to be a lot bigger.
All right. So it is slowly turning to nightfall, and as the night begins to fall, clouds begin to move in over the city, and it gets dark and a little rainy.
Once upon a midnight jury. Sorry.
As I
Carry
ponder my wax sticks wearily.
All right, we should probably make our way back towards the inn for the night. We can always check in that area, in that vicinity, to see if, obviously, the Nimblewright has been over there. We can see if he's returned to the area, perhaps, like en route.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Any objections?
Nope.
Okay, so you all begin to work your way back to Troll Skull Alley, all the while pulling the trigger on the Nimblewright detector to see if you can come across him, perchance. Throughout your entire trip back, you do not encounter any spinning, but as it grows, once you return back to the inn or to your inn, you notice that ever so slightly when you hold that trigger, that umbrella just slightly turns. Just ever so slightly.
On
How
the-
close
on
to
the
the inn are we
Yeah.
when this happens, or the tavern are we when this happens?
You're in your tavern.
So we're within the facility. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If that means if it wasn't spinning at all near the market, and it's just slightly adjusting itself while we're in the tavern, then the likelihood of it being somewhere in the northeastern part of the town is very high. Because we had to walk north and east to get here.
So if I notice it's spinning, I'll go back outside onto the street.
I'm gonna go with him.
I'm gonna stay inside the tavern.
Okay.
Depending on where we are on this on the street in that little group, how far are we from Windborne Way?
Okay, so did you walk out on the Windborne Way?
No, I'm walking out the front door of my tavern. I want to know where
Oh.
I'm at.
Y'all are legitimately at the tavern. Sits at the entrance, the road entrance from the north side. So as soon as you walk in from the north side of the tavern, or north side of the into Troll Skull Alley, you're directly across that opening way. That is where the tavern is. And I think I sent this to you a while back. Let me send you let me get you another.
So we're legit. We're like the street that goes into Troll Skull Alley dumps into our front door, basically.
Yeah. Like that north entrance right there?
Yeah.
You're right. North entrance, immediately to your left, if you were walking down that north entrance, that's Troll Skull Manor. That is your tavern.
Oh,
So you're just above, the backside of the tavern's on
Saradoon.
Saradoon Street.
Okay. So that. Okay. Cool. Gotcha. That's our building then.
Okay, I was looking in the wrong spot.
Yeah, you see the little island that consists of 5 buildings? We're the one on the far left. Is
So
that
it's right there.
Is that a correct assessment?
Let's see. Okay, so yes, that little island of 5 buildings, you're the one on the far left.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Actually, there should have been a south entrance from DeLorean Street that's on this map, but it's not on there. But there is a south entrance as well,
Or probably just between 2 buildings or something.
more or less.
Okay, so are we just going to go out and try to search for this thing right now in this?
I was just going to step outside and walk like towards Windborne Way and see if it spun faster.
As you walk towards Windborne Way, it stops spinning.
Walk back the other way.
If I noticed it stopped spinning, I would start going back the other direction.
Okay.
All right, let's head for down. Yeah. Okay. So I imagine right now we're on Saradoon Street or whatever.
That's what I'm assuming
Okay.
based on Kurt's
So let's
discussion.
walk east toward Horn Street.
Okay.
Well,
As you
using that, yeah.
as you continue walking towards Horn Street, it starts to spin a little bit more.
Ooh.
Just as a game perspective, keep in mind I'm in the tavern still.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Ephrax knows nothing at the moment. This is
That's
just
fine. That's fine.
this is-
Totally.
I just wanted to make sure they weren't going to like run off and leave me there. I was like, 'cause I don't know they're doing this.
Yeah, because we know all about people running off and leaving other people there. so.
That would never happen. That's never happened before.
It's never happened. Not one.
Well, I assume you're checking on Grim right this second. I wasn't going to go too far from where we are.
I can send a message to him if we do
That's
go after it.
I would.
Do you want to rest for the night and then come back
Full.
and do this tomorrow, or do you want to do this now? Granite.
We need to. I just wanted to see if I could get it to spin a little stronger. Let's just take our rest for the evening, and we can try again in the morning.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just tinkering with it.
All right. Well, y'all begin to make your way back to the tavern, and as you're walking back towards your tavern, Granite, make a perception roll for me.
Perception. Holy shit, that's a lot. 23.
Okay. You see a very familiar little man off in the distance,
Oh God.
Oh, I've got something for this motherfucker too.
peeking
Okay.
around, peeking around the building, and then as he sees y'all walking closer, I mean, he's a good distance away. The fact that you're able to see him is because of your beastly eyes in the evening rain. He sees that he's been noticed, and he ducks back around behind a building.
Damn sure better. I got something for his ass. I say nothing, but I carry on.
Was that the guy that was yelling at us the other day?
It might have been. Let's just go to bed. I'm tired, and we have some work to do in the morning.
Okay, so while they were out, investigating Nephrax, Grim was filling you in on a fantastical tale of all these adventures that he had while you were all out on the premises of the church, and he's telling you things that really surprises you.
Do I believe him?
Roll for it.
What am I
Do
rolling?
Do a full of shit check.
Is that an insight check?
Roll an insight.
Sick. It's a 12 with my modifier.
You're believing every word he's speaking right now, and he's telling you about all these things that he had to fight, and this amazing stranger that came about and helped him in his battle, right here at the tavern.
That's fascinating.
So
You sound like you believe him.
I'm leaving it.
Wow,
I
that's fascinating.
I intentionally leaving it a little dry because,
Reasons.
well, we're gonna have a side game with Cody, hopefully soon, that will fill in all the details of what is actually going on right here. Since Cody couldn't join us today,
I'll help
And
with the NPC of
since
that.
he's been away, so we'll have a little game with him, and I have a little one-off for his excitement. So, but you're believing every word of it, and he's filled you in, and y'all begin to fill him in. You begin to fill him in on all the things of that has been transpired with the Nimble Ride and the investigation so far. So, and at that period of time, the rest of y'all all come inside the tavern, and you are all now hanging around inside the tavern. Hold on 1 second. There we go.
I want to make a perception check of the room.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
Or investigation. I'm looking for a journal that I know is supposed to be down here somewhere.
All right.
Wouldn't that be investigation? He's investigating.
I'm investigating everything.
Well, he started off as he was going to look around.
I said look around, then I said, no, I want to investigate this.
Yeah, so roll an investigation check.
So 20.
All right. TJ, I need you to roll a d20 and go ahead and add your dexterity modifier for
It wasn't good. I think it was -1.
for
Oh, he's gonna find it.
hold on
What
one
was
second.
what did you roll, Curtis?
You rolled a 20.
Oh, he's gonna find it. It's a natural 5 plus whatever.
Natural 5 plus 1 second. What was your dexterity?
16, obviously.
-1.
I told you it wasn't good.
It was shit. All right, so yeah, after about 20 or 30 minutes, you find a journal.
Okay.
I'll send you that stuff later.
Awesome. I'll put it in my pouch that I carry with my other journal.
It was barely tucked into the couch.
Nice. Yeah, I've been thinking about that damn thing for 2 months.
All right. I assume we're all going to sleep so we can get up in the morning and go search for this Nimble Right. So I'm going to head to bed.
All right, so you begin to head up for the evening.
I would like to stay in the tavern slightly longer than everybody else when they leave.
Okay. So, does anybody have anything they want to take care of before the evening's rest?
I just make sure Penelope's got everything she needs for the night, and if she's good, then I'll go on about my way to my room.
Make sure she had her parchment and her wax coloring sticks.
Whatever she needed.
I put them in the fireplace and I cast prestidigitation and start the fire.
The parchment catches real fast and just woof goes up immediately, and then the wax coloring sticks slowly begin to melt on the wood, and now there's a puddle of green, a puddle of blue, and a puddle of brown.
Oh, she's making crafts.
Oh, burn this whole place down.
My little fire starter. I leave her to her destructive nature, and I go on about my way.
All right, Abigail, anything you need to take care of?
No, I'm going to sleep. I want to get up and do this.
Grim engages with Liff, the tavern spirit, and not literally spirit, not figurative spirit, and begins a conversation as they head up for the evening. And Nephmorax, you are left alone in the tavern.
I want to remain in the tavern for, I don't know, I'm not timing this or anything, roughly an hour or so. And I just sit at one of the tables, kind of along one of the walls, and just look at the, oh God, this isn't offensive intentionally. I just forgot the character's name. Zamul. Got it.
Rude.
And he'll just sit there and gaze at Zamul's shield mounted above the fireplace. And then after roughly an hour, I'll go upstairs.
Watch episode 8. Okay. if you're watching this and you don't understand, watch episode 8.
Why is he playing a little girl?
All right. So sleep all takes you for the evening. You all seem to have a a restful sleep, except Penelope, you have a little bit of trouble sleeping.
Mhm.
Maybe it was the fire.
Might have been. Should I roll a con save on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Don't give the DM ideas. What the hell are you doing?
What is my modifier? Because this is not going to be enough.
100.
+2 for con.
It's 5.
Oh,
Okay, yeah. You
Total.
have a little bit of a rough night sleeping. You know exactly
Awesome.
why you have a little bit of
Yeah.
a rough night sleeping. But nonetheless, the morning comes. And you all awake to a nice, quiet tavern. The storm has passed. And the morning is yours.
Okay. I'm gonna go down to the tavern and grab myself a quick snack.
Morning ale.
Nothing beats a good ale in the morning. It's better than water.
Right. But I'm gonna get prepared for the day.
Okay.
I'm ready to go.
Abigail begins to get prepared for the morning. What else, y'all? What are y'all doing?
I've been up for a while writing in my journal.
Okay.
Are you?
Then, I make my way downstairs afterwards.
Who's got the map?
It's on the table, and I've colored all over it.
Well, that was exciting.
Oh, good. I didn't hear that.
What was said? I missed something. I accidentally pulled my plug on my headphones.
I said I have the map, and I'm bringing it downstairs for us to look at.
Okay.
All right. I join with Granite and start looking at the map. Do you did you guys find anything while y'all were wandering around last night?
No, and I explained to him what streets we walked towards and around, and we noticed as we went further towards what was it, Horn Street, that the indicator, our nimble searcher, started acting a little funny.
Well, like indicating you were getting closer.
Indicating that there was something in the vicinity.
I suggest this. I may be overthinking this, and feel free to chime in. But I would suggest possibly going ahead and passing into the far corner of the field ward. That if you see here how Tower March Road goes into what appears to be a gateway into the field ward there.
Yeah.
We may want to test inside there and see if it's slower or faster. And that way we can eliminate whether it's outside of that wall section or inside the wall section.
I'm good with any kind of plan, so.
Oh. Okay, well, how about this? I suggest we all go out to the street, just start heading in that direction, and just, yeah, that's fine. Let's just keep using it as we go in that direction. If it gets faster or slower or whatever, we'll stop and find our way where we need to go.
So I make whatever preparations, and I stand outside and I wait for the others to join me.
Are we taking Grim with us?
Grim is watching the bar.
Okay.
Grim will continue to watch the bar until he decides to join us for a game.
Okay. All right, we're all out on the street, and we're going to start using the detector and start heading. What direction was it? East?
Northeast down Tower
Northeast
March.
to the field ward. Okay. Down Tower March. Got it.
All right. So, you begin a northerly trek on Thunderstaff Way towards Tower March.
I imagine we're
sure.
heading up on Tower March and then heading northeast from there.
Yeah,
along Tower March Road.
yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Thunderstaff,
You're taking
North Thunderstaff and then hang a ride on Tower March. Yes.
Okay. So the entire time that you're walking along these two roads right here, and you spend a good 30, 40 minutes walking the roads towards the field ward, there's no spinning at all.
Awesome.
Okay.
But there was spinning ever so slightly back where you were at your tavern.
Oh,
Right.
when we first started.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I remember where it was. Let's head back down to Saradoon Street and start heading east along Saradoon Street.
Okay. So you take some more time and you go and you come back out. You come down Tower March back down towards the tavern. Then you turn and go start working eastward on Saradoon Street. And as you continue to walk along the street, that umbrella spins a little bit more. And you continue walking, and it spins a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. And boy howdy, as you continue to walk down by a very, very large villa, this thing is spinning like mad.
Where would you say roughly we are?
You would be on the corner of Saradoon Street, and hold on one second, my eyesight's bad.
Wear them dang glasses.
Something way, I can't read it. But on the south side of Inmar Street.
Pony
in
Way?
Horn- It's really tiny.
It says, well, okay. The only thing over there that says way is Pony Way, so. All right.
I don't even see Pony Way.
Boy, if you can read that as Pony, you've got it's right above Horn Street.
Yeah.
Oh
Pony
yeah,
Way.
that's
Okay.
Pony.
Horn
Yeah.
Street, Tower
Wow.
March, MR Street, and
Okay.
Pony Way is that little
So
road
you're-
in between them.
You're at the corner of Pony Way and Saradoon Street, and it is spinning like mad. You seem
Okay.
to have found something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I found it. I got you.
Yeah, that huge building there, I think.
Yeah,
is,
yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's a massive villa, gate brick all along for outside for the walls with large, like 1 inch thick metal spires that have been twisted like wrought iron to create a spiked entrance or a spiked topper to this brick gated house.
Interesting.
I believe we found our destination, gents and little lady. Granted, I'm going to let you take charge here. What do you think we should do? Should we knock on the door or what?
So what do we see when we look at this place aside from? Is there any? Is it? You said it was gated.
Yeah, this is large. This is a very large villa, and it has brick surrounding the outside of the villa for a wall, and a wrought iron metal fence that's on top of the brick that comes into very sharp points to keep people from climbing over. And there's a very large wrought iron gate for the entranceway into the villa.
So we need to ask around in this immediate area and see if we can find somebody that might know who lives in this villa.
Yep, you can do that.
So I guess I will look for somebody to ask. And if I find that crazy old lady, I'm going to throw her across the damn road. So I rolled 22 for investigation.
Okay. Oh, okay. As you're staring at the wall and the gate, a city watchman walks by on a traditional patrol, and he sees you staring and looking around, and then looking around into the street, and he walks up to you. He goes, "Oi, can I help you?"
We're just curious as to who lives in this villa.
Oh, this one right here. This is the Gralhund Villa.
It's the who?
The Gralhund. Gralhund. The
Ah.
noble folk, the Gralhunds. You ever heard of them?
Oh,
By
it's
the
a
way-
noble family.
For your writing, it's Gralhund. Gralhund.
Gralhund family. Now, being in the town for the past couple months, would we know of that family?
I tell you what.
Well, they're
We're
not,
just 1 block away.
I mean, they're not too far from our tavern, so
Right. I tell you what. Roll an intelligence check.
that's beautiful. 21.
You've heard of them in passing throughout some of the stories that have been told in the tavern while you've been working behind the bar. They seem to be a very wealthy nobleman and wife that live in the villa. Haven't heard that they've been involved in anything lately, but
Okay.
that's about it.
So we
Burn
know
it.
we know of them. We just don't know.
You know of them, but you don't know
Okay.
anything more than that. It's just mostly passing in name. I was trying to see if there was something maybe I can give you, but there's nothing that I can give you at the moment.
That's all right. We'll figure it out.
Was there some kind of doorbell that I can ring?
No. There is no
I know.
doorbell.
I knock on the gate.
You begin to smash on the gate to get somebody's attention, but nobody seems to be coming.
So is the city watchman still standing there?
He's still there.
So we're having the conversation. Since we decided to check to see if we know of them, the conversation begins with the city watch that yeah, I know of the family, that they're of wealth and noble wealth, but haven't really heard too much about them. What do you know about them?
The city watchman, he goes, he stops and he looks around for a minute and he goes, yeah, I can't really tell you right now. It's just stories. It's just stories of,
I'm fascinated with stories.
he's like, well, I don't really think I should kind of be spreading any type of words about the Gralhunds.
Am I over there?
You're in the vicinity. You're hearing them talking.
I'm gonna-
hesitation.
I'm gonna wander up and I'm gonna kind of look at him.
Okay.
What was crap? I'm gonna ask the DM if I can do this. I forgot
Okay.
the name. I forgot the name of the sergeant we talked to. Just
Say
the
Cromley.
Saith. Okay.
I'm not gonna punish you for that one.
Thank you. Yes, the gods were nice. Okay. So I'm going to walk up to this guy and I'm going to go, hey, man, if there's anything you can help us, any information you can give us to help in this investigation, we have permission from Saith to look into this problem. I don't know if you remember the explosion that happened a day or two ago over on Troll Skull Alley, but we're trying to look into the source of this and put a stop to it, and he's given us his blessing to try to find the source and hopefully prevent any kind of explosion like that in the future.
All right, roll a deception check.
With my modifier, it's a 21.
I'm rolling bad right now. I even rolled to give myself a modifier, by the way. And I rolled really awesome on my modifier, just really poorly on my D20. He looks around. He goes, all right. And then he goes, I'll tell you something. And then he rubs his fingers together, like, you know.
I speak that language.
He's like, I'll tell you something.
All right, I give him. Hold on. Shit, how much money do I have?
Hey, whatever you give him, just tell me what you're going to give him, and I'll take care of it.
Give him 5 gold.
Good Lord.
All right, he takes the 5.
This is information right now.
He takes the 5 gold and he goes, all right, listen close. There's rumors going around about Lady Gralhund. Okay?
We're listening.
Seems that from the scuttlebutt on the underside of the, the underbelly here, that maybe she's cut a deal with that beholder crime lord for a seat on the council. So, this is all scuttlebutt.
That's quite interesting.
It's stories.
Oh, we're not going to go around saying you said so. We know what
That's
kind
wrong.
of information exchange just happened. I mean,
And he puts the coin into his pocket and he goes, just don't say you heard anything from me, okay?
Heard what from you?
Exactly. You're the
I don't
sharp
even-
man.
I pull my head from the gate and be like, I don't even know your name.
All the better. And he goes, now, if we're done here,
we appreciate your time today.
all righty then. And then he begins to turn and walk off. And
Oh boy.
now, having just learned some scuttlebutt about the Gralhunds and some of their doings, there seems to be a deeper story attached to what's going on at the Gralhund Villa with the Nimblewright and how this all ties into a bunch of frickin' gold. But that is for something to find out on the next episode of Attacking the Darkness. Everybody, thank you so much for joining me this week.
Woo!
I break into the villa. Oh, we're done.
I cast
Okay.
Chaos Bolt on the gate.
Next week, Abigail breaks into the villa
No.
and Penelope casts what bolt?
Chaos Bolt.
Chaos bolt?
It's
We'll see
awesome.
what we'll see what happens next week. I thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in and joining us this day for Attacking the Darkness. I hope everybody had a wonderful time listening to the narrative, and maybe next week we'll have ourselves a little bit of a battle going on. We will see when it comes around. So, have a wonderful afternoon, everybody. We'll see you next time for episode 11. Bye! Oh, hey, wait, before I do this,
Rip.
my bad. Be sure to join us next Saturday, 12 to 2 or 12 to 1, depending on how our schedule is going to work out. We're going to be talking about this episode of Attacking the Darkness and anything else D&D related. It is a rework of the podcast, so the podcast will no longer be shown at 7 o'clock Friday nights. We're going to try and do this Saturdays for people's schedule to be better. So,
There will be another announcement in the Discord for this.
yes, so
Also,
join
yes,
us.
Discord.
Join us next week for more D&D. So now we will say goodbye to everybody. Have a wonderful afternoon and see you later.
Goodbye.